Welcome to Art History with Jackie. In episode 2, we will be looking at Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was an American artist who was a big name in pop art. Pop art was an art movement from the 1950s that used images from popular and mass culture in order to challenge the world of fine art. Some of these images included advertisements, comic books, and mass produced everyday objects. Warhol also liked to focus on celebrity culture in his art. Warhol wasn't just a painter, he used silkscreen printing, photography, film, and sculpture in his art. Here are some examples of what pop art typically looks like. Andy Warhol was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1928. Warhol's parents came from Slovakia, but moved to the United States when they had a family. His father worked in a coal mine. Andy Warhol moved to New York to become an artist. He started out as a commercial illustrator, which means that he made imagery for advertising agencies and designers. He later opened his own art studio, which he called The Factory. The Factory became a kind of clubhouse for artists, playwrights, and celebrities. Warhol was famous for his silkscreen printmaking process. This allowed him to repeat the same basic image and to create many variations on the same theme. During the 1960s, Warhol began to make paintings of iconic American objects like dollar bills, Campbell's soup cans, Coca Cola bottles, and several celebrities such as Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, and Elizabeth Taylor. Warhol was a popular and controversial artist. Many people thought his embrace of popular culture was unrefined for a fine artist. In spite of criticism, Warhol remained an incredibly successful artist in his lifetime. He was dubbed the Pope of Pop Art because of his embrace of pop art and the use of popular culture subject matter. Instead of working on painting a signature subject matter, Warhol started working more toward a signature style, one that would be instantly recognizable and one that would take the handmade out of the artistic process. Warhol was also known for using many assistants to help complete his work. Some thought that this meant he couldn't really be considered the sole artist of the piece. Despite this controversy, Andy Warhol is still one of the most celebrated artists of all time. Warhol worked as an artist from the 1950s to the 1980s. He died in 1987 at 58 years old because of complications from gallbladder surgery. When he passed away, Warhol's will dictated that his entire estate would go to create a foundation dedicated to the advancement of the visual arts. It took Sotheby's 9 days to auction off his possessions after his death. Andy Warhol famously said, "In the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes." In Warhol's case, he has had much more than 15 minutes and will continue to be celebrated as one of the world's greatest artists. If you would like to learn more about Andy Warhol, check out the following links. The Tate Modern currently has a virtual tour of the Andy Warhol retrospective in their gallery. The second link is to the Andy Warhol Foundation, where you can learn even more about the artist and what his foundation does for the arts. Now it's time to create your own piece. Here are some examples of how imaginative people created their own Warhol inspired pieces. Let's see what you come up with. Tag Fernie Art Station on Instagram, share your images with us on Facebook, or email us with them. Thanks. See you next week.